Welcome back to Newsmaker Live. We go straight to the phone lines. We have somebody online. Please go ahead with your contribution. Hello?
Oh. What?
Hello?
Yeah, what are you all talking about again?
Well, we're talking about the quality awards by the St. Lucia Manufacturers Association. So apparently you joined us late, so I guess you can listen to what Dr. Walcott and Mr. Taylor have to say as they wrap up their discussion on that. You say it's not a competition, so nobody's leaving on Saturday kicking and screaming and saying I got robbed. You know, it's way of developing the manufacturers.
Yeah. We hoping most companies look at it in a positive way. Well, I didn't leave with diamond, but I left with a platinum, and maybe next time I need to work harder, ensure that I put certain measures in place so I could qualify for the diamond award. But
our manufacturers are doing a lot of good work, and they're pushing hard to compete on the global market. I mean, and some of that is not captured.
I mean, we have a number of companies doing a lot of things. St. Lucia Distillers getting into Europe, getting into Canada, same thing with Baron Foods. More and more we're trying to get into the international markets, and of course there are challenges in there. St. Lucia Distillers, for instance, in trying to get their rums into Canada, first of all have to bring it down to the acceptable alcohol levels. So if you want to get into a specific market, you have to literally change your product to suit that market.
We're too potent.
Exactly. But again, there are other challenges that we have to take up at the CARICOM level. While you enter Canada, every province has its own liquor board. So even if you enter Canada, every province that you want to get into, you have to go through a specific liquor commission. So these are and these things cost money. And these are some of the things that manufacturers are up against. So it is very tough for us to go out there and just people say, why don't you export, or why don't you do this, or why don't you do that? Labeling costs money. And we have labeling requirements for different markets. So you may get into Europe and people say, okay, I'm into Europe, but you have Denmark. I think there are 24 languages in Europe. And if you want to get into all of Europe, think of the labeling requirements that you're going to have to put in place in order to get into each one.
Wow.
So
you have to think about all these things. And if they want to sell their products here, they just ship them. And, we don't even read the labels really. It's like, okay, alcohol.
But I think this is where it's important to know that even if there are challenges, there are just basically two things that sort of try to equalize or level that playing field. And I go back to quality and standards. There are international standards that one would meet or have to meet, and once you have met those standards, it gives you more accessibility into these markets that you're trying to penetrate. And in penetrating those markets, you need to ensure that you have a quality product and a safe product.
And just final words as we wrap up on what the public can expect. Is this something that's a closed event only for manufacturing association members, or is the public going to get a glimpse into what you guys are doing through media coverage and that kind of thing?
There will be media coverage in the night, and the production is going to be taped and aired later for public purview. It's an exciting night for the association. It's going to be even more exciting for the 16 participating companies who went along, like I would say, for the ride over the last couple of months, who opened up their doors and their businesses for scrutiny. At the end of the day, they took it and looked at it as an opportunity for growth. And I think they're eagerly waiting the reports coming out of those audits to identify the areas for improvement. On that night, there is also the award that is going to be issued by the president of the association, Mrs. Caldron. And we have the prestigious Minister's Award, which is going to be issued by the minister responsible for manufacturing. That's the Honorable Emma Hippolyte. And that award is going to be awarded to a company for innovation. So there are quite a few things in stock on the evening, and we're looking forward to celebrating manufacturing
And it is going to be everything local.
And yes, the event is actually going to be all local.
Great. On that note, we want to thank you very much, Dr. Walcott and Mr. Taylor, for joining us, and we wish you all the best with your Quality Awards this Saturday at Sandals Halcyon. And we want to thank you, as always, for being part of Newsmaker Live. We invite you again to join us next week at the same time, 8:30 on DBS for another Newsmaker Live. I'll be here this Sunday with some friends from the media for the press club, so stay tuned for that. Until then, I'm Clinton Reynolds. Do have a wonderful evening.